Yeah, perfect timing. Just started to film just as somebody's burglar alarm went off. It's stopped again now, so hopefully it'll be alright for a bit. I'm just having a stroll down to Swanholme Lakes to check out the autumn colours, because we're just starting to see a bit of change now, and also check out the mushrooms and the fungi. It's the best place in the city boundary to photograph them. Anyway, there's a lot of people around, so I'll just do this in short bursts. Bye. Well, here we are at the entrance to the nature reserve. Lots of don'ts on there. Luckily they don't say we can't take photographs. But anyway, in we go. It's a beautiful little nature reserve this. It's an old sand and gravel quarry, like lots of nature reserves around Lincoln are. And it's really quiet and peaceful, despite being completely surrounded by housing and light industry. And it's quite a way within the city boundary, but you'd never know once you get in here. So every now and again, if it's very quiet, you can pick up the odd bit of traffic noise, but not a lot really. But it's really very pretty, especially at this time of year. It's quite warm today, hence the fleece, although I'm still in shorts. But yeah, I'm not sure how long I'll be in shorts. There's definitely changing. Yeah, beautiful place. Look at this. It's quite still today. Not much movement on the water, so some quite nice reflections. This is just one of the smaller lakes. I found a couple of nice fly agaric mushrooms. Those ones that look like they're some from a fairy tale, sort of a gnome sitting on the top of them. Red ones with the white spots. Hopefully we'll find a few more. Well, it's been a very pleasant walk. The sun's stayed out most of the time. It's meant it's been quite warm really, and the fleece has almost come off a couple of times. I just can't be able to carry the damn thing. It's still a little bit of very distant traffic noise. I don't know if the phone's going to pick it up, but there's a lot more bird noise from the lakes. They're always close. I've not managed to find as many mushrooms and interesting fungi as I thought I would, but then it's been quite dry for the last few days. I've seen loads of dragonflies, but they're always difficult to catch. And the moment you get close, even with a long lens, they clear off. I might have got a couple of those, but I'm not holding out any great hopes for great dragonfly shots, so I've had to swap between the 18 to 50mm zoom lens, which is quite a wide angle really, doing landscapes and taking photos to stitch together as big panoramas when I get home, and the long lens, which is 70 to 300, which I use for the close-ups, the fungi and the dragonflies. I think I've done a tutorial video quite a few months ago, I think probably in Swanholme Lakes here, where I described the technique that I use for photographing close-up things like the mushrooms. Use a long lens, get down to their level, and wide aperture, so you have a very shallow depth of field, and you can be quite creative and arty-farty that way. Anyway, we'll see what we get when we get home. Catch you later. Well, I thought I was starting to flounder a bit there, to be honest. I was getting quite tired. I think I'm a bit dehydrated. I didn't have enough fluid before I came out this morning. And I've just seen another shot over there. Wherever you look, there's something to see. See if I can get in behind me. Nice reflections. Anyway, I'll get the Nikon back up in a minute and get some photos. That's quite pleasant. But yeah, I felt as though I was floundering a bit, getting tired. And I hadn't seen as much as I thought I would, or not the same sort of things I thought I would, and I was having to use my brain more than I expected to look for more creative things and different shots. I found myself swapping lenses constantly, which is a pain in the neck. But anyway, yeah, just had a bit of a distraction because I found a family of swans, so I've just been photographing them. Well, hello again. I've had to swap to the Nikon because the camera memory ran out. It tends to do when I'm doing a lot of videoing. It obviously needs a big clear out again. But anyway, I've retired to the Swanholme pub and a nice pint of Abbeydale Brewery moonshine from Sheffield, which is very pleasant. And it's quite nice here under the trees. There's one or two biting insects in the air, but I suppose they're having their last hurrah before they go to sleep. Don't know what you can see behind me, but it's really pretty, really beautiful out there. The lake and the sky and the reflections. I'll get a few photos with a big camera before I go, and then I'll edit it all together in a video for later. But yeah, I think I got tired today. I overestimated my levels of energy after my run the other day. And also trying to use my brain when I'm not expecting to, that's also tiring at the moment as well. It's age. Anyway, cheers again. Bit of a breeze going through the trees, so I hope that the camera and microphone picks my voice up okay, and you're not just hearing sort of the rush of the wind, which is always a pain with these things. But hopefully anyway, I got some nice photos out in the nature reserve, and I tried to mix it up a bit, especially towards the end when I realised that I just wasn't going to find all the mushrooms I expected. So there'll be some big panoramas and some landscapes, and the odd dragonfly, the odd leaf just turning autumnal, bracken also changing colour, tree bark textures, that sort of thing. Just trying to vary them as much as I possibly could, because I don't honestly expected to come out here and maybe get 100 photos of nice mushrooms. But I've maybe got 5 or 6 in the end. So there you go, eh? Tell somebody your plans and you know what happens. But yeah, it's good scout around, checking out the autumn colour, which hasn't really started yet. Not a lot of it about, but it will be along eventually, and then we'll start having real fun. But yeah, I don't want to take too much video with the Nikon, because it uses up so much memory. End up with a massive file size. Something just bitten me on the back of my shin, back of my calf rather. Trying not to scratch it. Okay, right. That'll do, I think. Hopefully when everything's in the video it'll make sense. Bye. Cheers.